Hello everybody. Today we will continue our third chapter's last topic. Last time we already covered our output devices, monitor. These all are output devices. We also covered printers, monitors. Last one is voice response. Did you remember why we are using projector? We are using projector to see or read all our contents like a theater screen. Projector. See, you might have seen your teacher projecting technical teaching material on wall of your classroom or whiteboard curtain. Underline this line. This is really very important for the projector. Output of a computer is projected on a bigger flat surface like a wall or a screen through an output device called projector. Teaching material. What should be teaching material will be there? Text, image, sound, graph and animation can be prepared and projected on the surface for better viewing. Such projectors are very useful for learning, demonstrating and presenting content. Software that helps in preparing such content for presentation are available. So our last output device is voice response. Stored voice and converted voice can be presented to users who do not want to see or read output on monitor, projector or printer. Video games, automatic answering machines, alarms and signals, etc. are the applications that need the voice output. You know voice response. Suppose I don't want to write anything or I don't want to see anything on monitor. At that time what I can do? I will store my voice. How we can store voice? We just record it and after recording I will store it as a password. Khulja Sim Sim. We already saw this example. So here we have completed this chapter. In this chapter we already covered input and output devices. Input devices, keyboard, joystick, mouse, these all are keyboard devices. Input devices, output are monitor, printer, speaker, projector. These all are output devices. So in this chapter we learn about different input and output devices. Beside the most popular input devices such as mouse and keyboard, these both are most popular input devices. Some latest devices, joystick, card reader, scanner were also looked at. We also learned about the output devices like monitor, printer, projector and voice response system. Now as usual, first two chapters we also completed the question answers of this chapter. There are two types of question answer. First one is descriptive. List popular input devices. Explain the structure of typical keyboard. You know very well list of popular devices are keyboard, mouse, joystick, barcode reader, etc. And explain the structure of the typical keyboard. Which is the structure of the keyboard? The image is there. See, the answer of this question is this image. Draw this image. This is the structure of the keyboard. Now remaining are filling the blanks. So a mouse can also be used as which of the following device? Input, output, processing or any of these? It is an input device. You must be remember. Which of the following refers the mouse? Point and draw device, text-based device, virtual device or visual device? The answer is point and draw device. So this type of all questions you should be completed, noted in your notebook. Here we completed our third chapter. So we will continue our next chapter. Now we will start our fourth chapter. We already covered first three chapters. Which are they? First one is Introduction to Computer, History and Evolution of Computer. Second one, third one is Input and Output Devices. Now this is Memory, Storage Devices and Data Representation. If you remember, what is our How data stored in computer? In our first chapter, we already see what is the definition of computer. Computer is a, what is computer? Computer is an electronic machine which is process on data and gives us information. This definition you should be always remember. In this chapter, we are going to see memory, storage devices and data representation. These all words are new for you. So only because of this storage capacity, computer become popular. Now what is meant by memory? If anybody give answer immediately, suppose the chapter which we already see 2 weeks back, and today I ask you any question immediately, and one of you will be give me answer properly. What will be the my next reaction? My next reaction is wow, great memory. That means you are able to remember that things properly. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the computer memory. Like human beings need to memorize things which can be retained and recalled on need, computers also need to store data and instruction for future use. Memory is a part of computer where data and instruction are stored. Underline this line. What is memory? Memory is a part of computer where data and instruction are stored. A computer deals with different type of memories. Two major types of computer memories are primary and secondary. We already learned it in, I think, second chapter. Primary memory, which required to start our computer, and secondary memory. Primary memory is also called memory, main memory, and secondary memory, it is also called temporary memory. Information in memory of a digital computer is stored in form of binary digit 0 and 1. These binary digit is stored are known as bits. A bit is a binary digit which is either 1 or 0. A group of 8 bit is known as a byte. Underline this line, this is very important. Storage capacity of a computer memory is measured in terms of the bytes in form of kilobytes, megabytes and gigabytes. Consider table 4.1 that shows the relationship between these terms. Suppose I am going to explain you this type of another table. Computer store its data in form of memory. Suppose you will be go to shop and you want to purchase a sugar. What you will be tell to the shopkeeper? Of course you will be tell the shopkeeper, give me 1 kilogram sugar. What is the 1 kilogram? 1 kilogram is the unit. So there is also unit for computer memory. The smallest unit of the kilogram is gram. So 500 gram, 1000 gram, 1000 gram equal to 1 kilogram. This is the unit of calculating our daily routine things. But in computer memory, what is the unit to calculate the memory? We learn about the bits 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So unit, smallest unit, 8 bits equal to 1024. 8 bits equal to 1 byte. 1024 bytes equal to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte equal to 1 megabyte. 1024 megabyte equal to 1 terabyte. 1024 terabyte equal to 1 gigabyte. When we are going to purchase any hard disk, forget hard disk. When we are going to purchase any mobile, we will see what is the RAM capacity, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB. Now latest mobile memory latest mobile capacity is almost 64 GB. So we see only two things at the time of purchasing mobile. Its storage capacity and its picture. Its camera pixel. How many pixels? 14, 16, 32. Same way See this table and this table. 1 bit, a single bit. 8 bit equal to 1 byte. So 1024 byte equal to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte equal to 1 megabyte. 1024 megabyte equal to 1 gigabyte. And 1024 gigabyte equal to 1 terabyte. So primary memory. Primary memory, also known as main memory, it is an important part of computer in which data is stored for quick access by the computer processor. Underline this line. I think we will stop here today because this is some different topic. You must be remember all this content and you must be read the whole chapter. Then we will go to continue our next content. We will stop here.